Hello Carado friends. This video is about the power supply in your Carado motorhome or camper van. I'll show you how easy it is to connect the shore power supply and use the power supply in your motorhome. So let's get started. The connection to 230-volt shore power is completely uncomplicated. It is recommended to use a cable drum that has IP44 protection. This protects against water and also against dust, but there are already cable drums that have the corresponding plug that you need to connect the cable to the motorhome. But we'll get to that later. It is generally advisable to use an extension cable or a cable drum, as the box for drawing power is in most cases a little further away from the motorhome. No matter which cable you use, you should always unroll it completely. If you don't do this, heat will occur, which can lead to power outages and damage. You need so-called CEE plugs to connect to the motorhome and the power box. So now you take the CEE plug with the blue protective cap and insert it into the opening provided in the motorhome. You plug the second CEE adapter into the camping power box. Then take both ends and insert them into a standard cable drum or an extension cable. Please make sure that they are protected from water and moisture. By the way, you can't mix up the plugs because this one only fits in the electricity socket and the other only fits in the motorhome. You now have electricity in your motorhome and can connect and use 230-volt devices. But this not only provides electricity, but also charges the living area battery. Otherwise, you only have a 12-volt power supply. This means you can only use the 12-volt and USB sockets. To find out, you can turn on the power at the top of the control panel. Of course, if it works, everything is fine. If it doesn't work, check here whether the shore power is connected. If this is not the case, the electrical block is usually located under the driver's seat. You then have to check whether it is switched on. Open the cover located near the pedals and turn on the battery disconnect switch. There are also fuses for various built-in devices, which you should check in the event of a malfunction. When you switch it on, you will hear a click and the control panel will light up. Under the passenger seat, you will find the fuse box for various devices. In the event of failures, you can check the fuse there. The sockets vary depending on the floor plan. If you travel further, please remember to stake out everything properly. With the CEE plug on the vehicle, pull the blue lever backwards to ensure that the protective cap is no longer engaged before you pull out the plug. If you are not connected to shore power, your vehicle has a so-called living area battery. Depending on the model, you have 1 or 2 batteries. This means you can stand independently for a few days, and how long the standby time is then depends on the devices connected. That was our overview of the power supply in the Carado motorhome. Do you have any questions? Write them in the comments or watch the next video.